It's a spa day.
Ooh.
A spa and sparkling day.
I love a spa and sparkling day.
We're going to make a sensational card. Scentsational.
Scentsational. It's a fun word to say, and it's an even funner word to type because the computer thinks you really got confused.
Yeah. No matter how you spell it, it tells you you're wrong.
You're wrong.
It's because it's not a real word, I guess. I don't know.
But here at Catherine Fuller Designs, we
use
to make
whatever words we want.
Mm-hmm.
How's everyone doing today? It is early ordering day for our Stamp Nation members. Our Eau de Perfection Collection is in the shop for them now. So members head over to shop.catherinefuller.com. Log into the store with the same account details that you use to pay for your membership. And ta-da! Click new and you will see all of the new goodies right there for you. If you're not a Stamp Nation member yet, you can be one. And you're going to want to because you get a free mystery pack of pattern paper this month. Can I hear a holla?
Woo!
Woo! There is a product called Mystery Pack. Stamp Nation members, add that to your cart. Then add the code. The code should be on the product page for you. And you'll get it for free. And then we will choose a pack for you, pop it into your order, and you'll be delighted.
Yes. Filling you with delight. One pack of paper at a time.
Debbie Haney, HSN, is April 15th at 7 a.m. And I'm not nervous at all.
Just a little.
I haven't been nervous.
No.
Today I'm feeling a little.
I feel confident for you. I have felt
Thanks.
a little nervous and then had to remind myself I'm not going on. So I'm just going to be standing in the wings. So I'm like, why am I nervous?
It's kind of like we were at the send-off for the NC State dance team because that is happening in Daytona on Thursday. So Ransel and I leave to go to Daytona tomorrow. That's part of why I'm a little stressed because there's just a lot going on right now. But Eva's friend, Matt, was sitting with us, and when she was dancing, he's turned to me and said, "Do you get nervous?" And I said, "No, are you nervous?" And he said, "Yes," which I thought was really cute.
Aww.
He was nervous. She was the one who was dancing. So you're nervous,
yeah.
and I'm the one going
And you're the one that's dancing.
You just got to be my moral support. I'll be looking at Erica across. She's going to be there with me, but she won't be on camera. 7 a.m. Eastern time. Yes. So, Eau de Perfection.
Yes.
General ordering starts tomorrow. This collection is fantastic.
Yeah. So let's recap just really quickly. If this is your first time seeing this so far, we were just thinking this when we were planning this collection about all of the fun things that are happening in the spring and like kind of early summer, like graduations, and then we were thinking about Mother's Day, and we were also thinking about like other milestone occasions and how do you link all of those things together. And so we created two pretty like strong bundles with themes that are very versatile, that are going to work great for all of your cards to tell a special lady that she's classy and you love her, or to wish someone congrats on their new job, their retirement, their new home, graduation, so on and so forth. And it's really, really fun.
So we shared the key fob and keys and door theme yesterday, shared tons of project inspiration, and we made a card. That is on the YouTube channel. You can check that out. And today we're going to do the perfume collection.
Yay!
Let's talk about the new ink first.
Yes.
How about that?
I was going to put us down. There you go.
Okay, so grab your Spa Collection color wheel, the old one. If you want, just take this out, toss that, and download and print your new one. So Quartz is right next to Pink Champagne. It's a very similar shade, but one leans a little more warm and one is a little cooler. So they are next to each other on the color wheel. You're going to poke a hole right through the center. The metallics are not on the color wheel because they basically play as a neutral.
They're neutrals.
And browns, blacks, grays aren't on the spectrum here.
And just like with browns, for instance, there are undertones in browns depending on how much of the colors are all blobbed together to make the brown. So sometimes there's a heavier blue tone, which is like a cooler tone, and sometimes a heavier red, which is a warmer tone. We're going to find that some of these metallics are going to be like that as well. Some are warmer, some are cooler, but they are neutral, so that means they go with any and everything. So you just pick the one that you fancy for your project, or 2 or 3 or 5, and yeah.
So shop.catherinepiller.com. If you head over the shop section of the website, there is a free download section. You can grab your new color wheel, your ink swatch chart, your ink inventory checklist. Also, if you have previously downloaded these, the link from that email should still work and should be updated to the new files. We've also sent these in emails to everyone who is currently on our email list, so you would have received that.
So we have, so we have our, I was thinking that in different ways.
So we'll talk about that in a sec.
Yeah.
Gold, silver, champagne were our first metallic inks. We've had a really hard time keeping these in stock. They are currently in stock. We expect them to potentially go out of stock again soon, ahead of our next restock. So definitely grab these while you're in there if you haven't already. And now we have the platinum and rose gold. And I just wanted to remind everyone that these inks work very differently than our water-based dye inks. These are pigment inks. I could just swatch them out real quick. The ink refills are a little different. Everything is just different about them. So here's a little gold. Do we have the swatches that you did before? Or?
It's around here somewhere.
Here's a little silver. Here's a little champagne. And when I'm
using your pad, so I don't know how inky they are.
Yeah, when I do direct to paper, you see I do a little moving and shaking there, a little squiggle. Get that ink out of the pad, and then platinum. Okay, so here are the colors. So gold, silver, champagne, rose gold, and platinum.
Gorgeous.
Now this is very wet. It will stay wet for quite a long time, longer on some cardstocks than others. I choose to always use a fixative and just spray that to help it set. You can also heat set, that will help it dry. You can emboss, do heat embossing over the top, that helps as well. But on some cardstocks, you are absolutely going to need a fixative, just like some other art mediums like chalks. Those don't dry on cardstock. You have to set them. A little bit about the ink refills. These come out, the ink again is very thick. It goes on very...
It's kind of like glue in its consistency, to be honest, you know, so
I just
don't be surprised.
Yeah, and you got to give it a good squeeze. I personally am starting to have a little arthritis in my hands, and there are some days where my fingers hurt, and I think, wow, I'm not going to be able to squeeze that ink refill bottle, so I'm going to have to grab one of the kids or my husband to squeeze it for me. I also did try it in this, the My Sweet Petunia Precision Glue Press.
Did it work?
Kinda. So it's not made to fit in here.
Right.
But I was able to use it.
Oh, yeah.
I just
squeezed too hard.
Yeah.
Popped the little fork out.
Yeah.
I did that with my glue the other day.
Oh.
The tip was stuck, and I was squeezing it really hard, and the whole end of the glue thing popped off. Has anybody had that happen?
That has happened to me, too.
And the glue went everywhere. But,
okay,
you know,
so now, hey-ho. I have a good bit of pigment in there.
Yes,
now.
and still as well with that, to be like gentle to the foam, you could also take your block and kind of gently work that in and then just clean your block off.
So I feel like I keep talking about this a lot. It's just because I want you guys to know what to expect. These are so different than these that if you don't expect it, you're going to be confused.
I'm going to zoom back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
just
know.
want you to know.
Yes. We like to manage expectations. Some of you guys are huge CP ink fans, and you use our inks pretty much exclusively, so you're very used to how juicy they are. Some of you are newer, and so that's surprising to you. So, like, there are things about our inks that are slightly different, and we like to keep you informed about that as well. And then there are things about pigment inks that are the same across the board for pigment inks, but they're new to us, maybe new to you, and we want to make sure you know what makes it different.
These are the reds / pinks, and of course they come in the side label. We also have the side label for the metallics and the full size and the mini. Now let's get into the products. Michaels or Hobby Lobby carrying CP inks, I do not think that is going to happen. I hate when I have to say no answers because it just sounds kind of rude, but no. For no reason, just that path is not being crossed at this time. Citrus and Sass is our patterned paper pack. Did you guys see this over on the blog? Woo! Love it. I feel like we've shown this.
We did. We did on Friday last week.
Oh, you guys have already seen this on
Yes.
live. Well, I'm glad you remember.
We didn't get to do as much. We're doing more card making today.
Okay. So you haven't seen the other bundle on video yet. Well, we have seen this. I thought I was having deja vu here for a second.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember what cards you made, because you made a card.
I did.
Who knows?
So we've seen these. These are patterned paper heavy. These perfume bottles are absolutely precious. We did them in the same.
That's what you made.
No, something like it. Here, this is what I made. Similar art style to our cocktail party stamp set, our soda pop stamp set. So it's just a whole lot of fun to stamp with.
Yeah. Yeah, Debbie's saying thank you for the videos on the metallic. They appreciate the info that we give. You guys, we like to stay transparent. As you know, Catherine and I and a lot of folks here, we're all crafters too. And we like to be informed, and we just always want to make sure you guys know what's going on. So we're glad you appreciate that.
Thank you. These are so fun.
Cute.
What would you advise using to cover the side labels so they won't come off? I haven't had any trouble with them coming off my pads.
Oh, me neither.
Because they're stickers. So let me know what kind of trouble you're having.
Or, Kathy, you could send an email to support@catherinepuller.com, and then we can try and troubleshoot with you.
Okay. All right. So you guys have seen this. Bucharest sequins.
Yes.
I sneak peeked these a while back. This is one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. A blush pink mix.
Yeah, there's a little rose gold, a little quartz kind of vibe in there. So that's going to be beautiful. And I think some of you have noticed that some of our card makers mixed and matched how they used the sequins with their bundles. And that's because they kind of work with both the Key Largo and the Bucharest, depending on which papers you're using out of the packs, will work with the other paper. You hold the key. Maybe we can show you that a little later. But yeah, so you're going to want to grab both of those sequin mixes.
Okay, so this bundle is called the Heaven Scent Bundle. We have the Heaven Scent label stamp set and the Heaven Scent label dies. A lot of these will mix and match and fit in more than one label, but there are 2 of these at least that fit into each of those. Okay, then we have the perfume bottle die, and we have the Feeling Exotic stencil. The way everything goes together, I have this visual here. So here's this die, and it just shows you how those 2 sentiments fit in there. You don't have to use the label dies. These will stand on their own beautifully. This one shown with those 2, and this fun shape with those. And
those label dies also, you're going to be able to pull them in as accents with other things you have in your crafty stash, either just like as a layering piece or stamp your sentiment on there. It's a really great size for that. But this illustrated sentiment stamp set was created to be like faux labels, and there's a lot of mix and match options there, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And then we added in coordinating border stamps.
Thank you. Which coordinate with the artwork in these pieces. Love it.
We packed it
So
in
beautiful.
for you guys. What do you think of this? It's a little different and gorgeous.
Yeah. Then we have the perfume bottle. I love the top. It has embossed lines on it to give it some more detail. This is all sparkly, if you can see that. And so it's a fun look. It's pretty. And then our perfume bottles from the other one. And yeah, that's that.
Are we going to feel exotic together?
We are. So
I'm here for it.
I told Erica before we went live that I don't have much of a plan.
You fibbed.
Yet,
Look,
so.
and I can see your plan in action over here.
So you guys might need to help me out a little bit.
This fell.
So someone was asking me yesterday about this tool. So this is the Stencil and Stamp tool. I've been using it a lot lately. It is made by Sizzix, and it's a great tool. It can be used as a stamping platform. So put your stamp on here and stamp. Someone also asked me on the YouTube video yesterday. I haven't had a chance to go in there and answer yet, but can you use rubber stamps with this? So the cling stamps, I personally have not used yet, but I'm imagining that it would work, but I can't tell you for sure. There is a textured side here where the grid is. Don't make the mistake that I made, because this comes off and then you can turn it around. And I was using it and my stamps weren't sticking to it. And I thought, well, fiddlesticks. What is happening here? They aren't staying, but it's because this side is patterned and textured. So make sure you're using the flat, smooth side so that your stamps stick. Here is a tacky piece of grid paper. So your paper will stick to this and it doesn't move around, and it's wonderful. When this gets messy and not so tacky anymore, just pull it up and replace it. Then we have this stencil attachment. It stays here and it stores perfectly. And then when you want to use it to stencil, you can do it on these knobs, these, or these. Sizzix does make stencils that go with this that have the holes in the stencil. We have some that are coming out in May. Whoop! But what about your existing stencils? So this one, it was created by Caterpillar Designs. It goes in this release, and we made it with 2 layers. So on the bottom here, you're going to see it says Feeling Exotic 2 of 2. This is Feeling Exotic 1 of 1. If you have the text right side up and on the bottom or on the same side for both, it's pretty easy to line these up, but you can also use it with your little adapter. So Sizzix sells these universal stencil converters.
Nice.
They're really easy to put on. So I thought I would do it right here for you.
Oh, fun.
You know what? I don't know if you'll be able to see. So let me grab a piece of black cardstock so you can see this a little better. Okay, so here is my first one. One thing you will see is our design goes so close to the edge that that converter sticks down here. I'm not worried about it though, because this is 6 by 6, and any card that I make is going to be 4 by 5 1/4 or 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm not worried about a little bit there. Okay.
You could always trim it, I guess, if it was
Sure could.
getting in the way of what you're doing.
Okay, so this is the bottom. I'm going to line that up, stencil to stencil. Then I'm going to peel this piece off. I want to make sure that these are going to line up perfectly so that my design lines up perfectly. Now, I've not done this before.
Do you want to put it actually on this?
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. I've not done this before, and I've not seen anyone do it, so we're shooting from the hip here.
Yeah, so maybe put your first stencil there.
That's a great idea.
And then it'll definitely be in the right place.
Goes here.
With your sticky side up?
Yep. And then, okay, that's on the bottom. We're going to line, oh, Erica, thank goodness for you.
We're figuring things out together here.
So I'm just lining the stencil up on all sides to make sure that it's the same. And then I'm just going to push down. Wonderful.
All right.
So now I can use this with the Stampin' Stencil tool.
Fun. I'm excited. We haven't done that yet. Also, just to say, if you don't have this particular platform or whatnot, you know, you would just kind of do this the way we would normally do with layered stencils, where you just use a little pixie spray or potentially something you can just tape the stencil down to your surface. But someone had asked about this, and it's very handy, so let's fun more trying it out. What color are you going to do first?
How about some Hot Tub and Skylight?
I love it. So this is a leopard print inspired pattern, but we were really looking at these very bright and colorful like leopard print wallpapers and stuff when we got excited about this idea. And so I'm actually, I don't know we've done this yet, like it would be really fun to take the detail blending brushes and like go in and make something super colorful. Have you done it?
I did it with the metallic ink pad. Where's that one? This one I made pink paper, and then, so I did quartz first, ink blended over the whole thing. Then I did rose petals. Then I did, pink champagne. Then quartz for the lightest. Next is pink champagne, and then rose petals.
Nice.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, I used the detail ink blending brushes to do the metallic on the second layer. That was super fun.
Cool. Oh, I love it. Melanie says that she is a big perfume lover, so she cannot wait to get these. Devalee said, another product to buy, sign me up.
So I don't have clean brushes. We're going to try to dust these off. Dust these off, yeah. I should have saved the brush that I used before, but
we'll get a little, the color might not be completely true, but it's still going to work. And sometimes, like, when I'm doing things like this where the ink blending has got variance in it anyways, it kind of doesn't matter. Because your finished product isn't going to be, like, just one solid color as you blend. Because if you're not familiar, and if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know if you're tuning in for the first time. The Catherine Pooler ink formula is slightly translucent. So as you ink blend with it, if you use a really light touch, light hand, it can build up and get darker to an extent. And then that most concentrated color is what it looks like when you stamp it. So, or if you use a stamping platform and you stamp something multiple times, you can get it a little darker to an extent as well. So that's nice. That's a nice feature. Gives you some versatility.
Are you ready?
I'm really excited about this color combo.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that looks lovely.
I'm kind of digging the like slightly purpley vibe that was happening in the middle there.
I must not have pushed this down hard enough because that came off. So there's a little learning moment. I was very aggressive when I pulled this up.
Oh,
so just be careful. Maybe pull it up by the adapter so that your stencil doesn't come off. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to go darker. This is where your color wheel comes in handy.
Yes.
So this color combo came straight out of the patterned paper, but if you look at your color wheel, you'll see Hot Tub, Skylight, and then Daydream are the light to dark blue-green colors. So at Catherine Pooler Designs, we do everything easy. So it's color made easy. It's really easy for you to figure out which colors were meant to go together, what colors are different shades of each other. And then we do that with our product as well. We like to call it stamping or card making made easy. So that is quintessentially this collection because we have 4 bundles. 2 of them really mix and match very well at the perfume collection. And then the keys mix and match beautifully.
And I would say, too, some of these things, like the Feeling Exotic, you could totally use the key stuff on a card with this stencil for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And the Lots of Locks background stamp, like there's other things that you can mix and match as well. We try to give you a lot of versatility because that's what we like in our crafting. Catherine, some of our friends saw the new sneaky tool, the accessory that is coming out.
Okay.
In May from Sass that goes with this stamping platform. And you guys, if you've been hanging out with us for a while, we've been alluding to it. It was a bit secret sauce.
Yes.
But there have been some sneaky peeks out there from Creativation. Oh, that looks fantastic.
Okay, I'm wild about this.
See what you did there.
I love how the blue is in the middle of the pink one here, and the blue kind of goes down further than the pink. Oh, that is magnificent. Yes. So there is a new tool coming out, or an accessory tool to go with this. And our product launch in May with Sizzix was created to go with that accessory tool. So in a couple weeks, you will start seeing tons of videos and content from us using those new products. It's going to be awesome.
It is.
But first,
let's do this.
We got this because this is amazing. Guys, this collection is off the hook. It's so good. And here we go.
Your perfume
My perfume bottle. And then I started, because you know, Catherine Pooler inks are wonderful for coloring. So let's do a little coloring.
And if you're hanging out with us, I would love it if you gave us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content. And thank you for sharing the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new so that you know when we are live, when new content goes up. We try to come to you most weeks on a Wednesday generally with new information and content, educational, and showing you how to use our products. So thank you for being here if you're live, and thank you for being here if you're watching the replay.
So that was quartz, and then I'm coming in with pink champagne, which is a little bit darker, a little warmer, cooler, right?
What's the matter?
Pink champagne is cooler than quartz.
Yes. Pink champagne has almost like a little bit more of a bluey undertone, but
they're similar in shade, but their undertones are different. So
yes.
I can use one to highlight over the other. So I'm just adding in little highlights here. This, if you're not a big colorist, a stamp like this is perfect because there's not much to do. Just do a whole layer of light and then a little bit of highlighting with a darker color. And then we're going to do with an olive and green tea. My with an olive pad is where? It was right here. Here it is.
Huh?
Okay.
It was hiding.
So the leaves are going to be really easy to color. Watch this. Make sure our tip is clean. So this is a blender pen. If you haven't used one before, it's basically a clear marker, just scribbling it off until the tip is clear. And then I can go into another color. So we're going to use this light with an olive.
Oh, you got a little bud there at the end too that you missed. I never get tired of this process.
Same.
So fun.
It is so fun. So do all your leaves with a light wash of color and then go in with a darker and just go around the bottom of the image.
Just add a little
just
shadow.
A little bit. Little flick here. All right, so super easy to do.
And da-da-da-da.
Magic of TV. Right there, all colored in. And I could stamp, layer, and go.
That looks cool just like that. Could add like a contrasting strip on there and be done.
Could also use this perfume bottle as, not a perfume bottle, but just as a layer.
That's fun.
Yeah, because I don't know. I kind of don't want to cover up this background so much.
And I would normally put like a white strip, but what if you put a white strip across the card? And then just kind of centered your label on it. Well, not centered, but like, yeah, added your label. So, Catherine, our friends who were tuning in yesterday and heard that Anna was getting a new kitty want to know if they picked a name for the kitty.
She's very indecisive.
Okay.
I told her it needs to be Stella or Luna, and she said Phoebe, Phoenix, or
cute.
Ivy. And I said I liked Phoenix.
I know several people who've recently named a cat Ivy.
Really?
Yeah, so
cute.
tell her.
I like it.
Tell her that's too used now.
Oh.
She used to do something different, so it's more unique.
Direct to paper with an olive.
Yeah, are you still using paper pouncers? Yeah, you still use the paper pouncers for different projects.
Paper pouncers are great with the metallic inks.
Yes.
I don't like that. Nope.
And I think there's some, we have the neutral set in the shop, I think, and those, we heard from the owner, Picket Fence Studios, that people like those for neutral colors and for using, sorry, that didn't make any sense, for the metallics. So, like, you could make a little label for it for what one you're doing. And, oh, like a really skinny strip of that might be cool.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. Danielle had a puppy named Phoenix.
Oh, I kind of like that. What do you think? Where are my Bucharest sequins?
No, that's kind of fun.
Or the other ones. I think they're in that box there.
Key Largo.
Yeah.
Can you stamp the images with any ink if you plan to color with the CPEs? Yeah, Betty, you can. If you're talking about like a black, I would just be mindful that whatever black you're using isn't going to
need a waterproof.
Smear when you go to color. But yeah, if you have a black that you use for coloring, that should be fine.
Yeah, so archival or pigment. Because when you're coloring, you're adding water and moisture, so it will run if it's not.
Pick it up and move it. Make it gray. Hope that answered your question. You like Ivy? It's a good name.
Yeah, I'll have to tell her. All right, I didn't use a perfume bottle.
I don't think this card needed it.
I didn't think so either.
Maybe you need to whip out one more card with the perfume bottle. Just whip it out, Catherine. That's not hard. Whatever.
So, speaking of that,
yes,
we have tons of reels coming to Instagram soon. If you're not on Instagram, we would love for you to be on Instagram and follow us over there, but we know everybody doesn't like all of the social media platforms. But I think you can still see them if you do Instagram.com/Catherine Pooler.
Mm-hmm.
But you could make an account and just follow me.
Yeah, you sure can. And if you don't know, like, you can set up an account that's private, and then people can't see your stuff.
Yes.
And they can ask to follow you, but you don't have to approve it.
Yeah.
You just ignore them. Private.
So
I really like how that came out.
It's like
stunner
sweet and funky.
Yeah.
So fun. Oh, lots of dogs going into the Home Depot. I love it. All right, guys, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you are inspired for when you get your products next week. If you would post, or if you do post on social media, definitely tag us at Catherine Pooler Designs, and then also chit chat with us on our posts on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're hanging out. Of course, here on YouTube too.
Yes.
We love hanging and chatting and seeing what you guys are thinking.
So tomorrow, Wednesday, April 10th, is release day for the Eau de Perfection Collection. I will be going live noon on Facebook just to say hello, recap kind of what's in the collection for you guys in case anyone missed it or didn't see it here. So come and join me tomorrow. Say hello. We'll just be doing a really quick one since this gal's going out of town for her daughter's dance competition. But we will see you back.
SPC fan is cracking me up. She says when she looks at the individual pieces, she's like, meh. But then when it's pulled together, she's like, wow. And that is the truth, right? And that's one of the whys behind our brand. I had that same feeling when I was teaching classes and a crafter myself, which I still am a crafter, but I felt frustrated by, there's just so many products out there, and how do you put them together?
Yeah.
And how do you know what's going to look good together and what pieces you need? So that's when I said about putting the first collection together. Everything was very purposely made to coordinate into a cohesive look. All the art styles went together. Mm-hmm. There were sentiments, background stamps, main images, and everything was very purposely designed to work together so that when you sit down and use the products from the collection, you feel successful. And we have lots of inspiration online. So everything we do here at Catherine Pooler Designs is done in that idea.
Yeah.
So
To
crafting
this
made
day.
it easy for you guys. So yeah, when you do, I mean, the perfume bottle die, you might look at it in its packaging and think, oh, well,
What do I do
what
with that?
do I do with that? But we're here and ready to give you tons of ideas. Watch the blog. We have lots of projects going up there. You can always find lots of inspiration. There's also the search bar on the side. And then you can also go into our shop. That kind of serves as a gallery too. So you can look at a product and then see all of the projects made in there and get inspiration there too. And feel free to get inspiration from our cards. We love it when you do. And of course, tag us online when you post anything with our stuff.
Also, don't forget that this upcoming Sunday, April 14th, we are kicking off our What's on Trend series here on YouTube. It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern time. Those videos will premiere. Got Rebecca Keppel up first. You guys, if you don't know Rebecca, you're going to love her. She is a delight. And she's going to be talking about a trend that she's really into. So you're going to want to tune in for that.
That's this Sunday.
This Sunday, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I figure next Wednesday we probably will be playing with this again, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I think we will.
I'll be just fresh back from
from
so
Florida.
We might have to come in to touch base with our buddies.
Yeah.
So tell you about our experience and yeah, it's going to be great. So everyone, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you subscribe.